What is up, you guys? It is Henrik45 here, and yeah, this is my first face cam video on the channel. If you guys follow my other channel, which I haven't, which I actually, if you're just watching this now, I actually just uploaded a video to that channel. You guys probably already know what my face looks like, but yeah, so this is my first face cam video on the channel, and yeah, as you guys can probably tell in the title below you, I'm here to talk to you guys about my Banlist predictions of the new Banlist, which will be dropping for the TCG no sooner than January 14, as what it says on the website. And I will be doing a reaction to that when it does come out. Hopefully, I won't see it before anything gets hit, and before I actually do realize what the hits are. I probably might be at work or something if it does get hit, or maybe I might be here, who knows. We'll just have to wait and see. But basically, this isn't really like a prediction. This is more of a what I think will get hit, and well, that's what a prediction is, and what I also do wish Konami would address in this new format, because I don't personally go through the TCG that much. I do follow it more than anyone else in particular, but since I live in the Philippines, which you guys probably don't know because I haven't mentioned to you guys, but because I live in the Philippines, I don't really get to experience the TCG in its full extent, but I do follow it more than the LCG because it's just easier for me to understand. And I do play mostly in the LCG, which is why some of my deck profiles on this channel include like banned cards, if you guys don't know that already. And yeah, I'm gonna be talking to you guys about what I feel like should get hit, what shouldn't get hit, and what could be addressed better by Konami. And if you guys do enjoy this video, feel free to give this video a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments below what you guys do want to see next, or if you guys want to see more videos like this when new Banlist drops. And yeah, without wasting any more time, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the profile. I mean to the Banlist prediction here. Alright guys, so as of right now, at the time of recording this video, we haven't had a new list for a few months, I think. I can't actually remember now when was the last time we had a list, but for these past few months, a lot of people have been complaining about how stale the format has been, with the top decks almost remaining the same for quite some time. Like Orcus right now is still dominating. Sky Striker is still a thing for some reason. I'm not really even sure at this point why. Salamangreat is still kind of there, and Demian has kind of fallen off the radar in the TCG. But compared to like what happens in the OCG, that's also kind of the same thing. So like our formats are almost similar, but not entirely. And obviously I do want to address a lot of things here, and the first step we're obviously going to be tackling here is Orcus. And a lot of people have been calling for a lot of different hits compared to what the OCG got in their last man list, because Orcus in the OCG didn't really get a lot of major hits that will really affect its playstyle. Because if I'm not mistaken, Galatea went to 2 there, Harport went to 2, but that doesn't really do a whole lot for the deck in general, because Galatea is only really being made twice in your opening move when you're going first with Orcus anyway, and Harport that kind of does a little bit hurt the consistency, but not as much as I expected to. And a lot of people in this format are basically are calling for Babel to get banned, because that's the one card throughout the whole deck that really just makes Orcus playable. Well, not really playable, but more like an interactive engine during your opponent's turn to be able to disrupt them during their plays. And sometimes it really does get to a point where it does feel like it is a bit too much and can hurt your opponent when they're trying to build their own board and you keep disrupting them, because that's the one that lets you get all of their quick effects going and get everything get your interactions and your disruptions going on their turn. Because without that, without Babel being a thing, Orcus as a whole is still not necessarily dead, but still a playable deck and a little bit more fairer when you don't have that kind of interaction during your opponent's turn. So I really do feel like they should ban Babel, or at least maybe like if they want to go all out, like maybe banning Gearsu or something, because like that's such a broken card, doesn't target, doesn't destroy anything. Galatea, I don't really feel like would be such a pivotal hit. It is kind of a big. It would kind of hurt the deck if they did do something like banning it or something, or like limiting it to one. That would really hurt the consistency. But if they ban it, it would almost make Orgus unplayable at that point. But I really do feel like Babel would be the really big hit that they should be addressing at this time, because Babel is such a really broken card. It has a lot of interactions with Orgus in a lot of different matches, and being able to play during your opponent's turn and disrupting them without building their board, for a lot of people it seems a little bit unfair, and I also do kind of feel the same way, because I've also experienced that in the OCG, and I really do feel like a card like that should get banned, to at least promote more fair use and promote more interaction with your opponent. And yeah, that's just what I think should get hit for August. And the next thing I want to address now is Sky Striker, because obviously that's been one of the most longest running decks throughout this whole format, because it's been through so many things, it's been splashed in so many engines, and it's been going on for a really long time, and quite frankly everyone's getting sick of it. I personally don't experience that as much as most of the people I know, but Sky Striker, yeah, just seeing it explode in our meta and just seeing how, you know, how long it's been a thing for so long, how long it's been, you know, in our format, and considering with all the hits that it's gotten and still being here and still being top tier, just boggles my mind. And some people are calling for Engage to get banned, some people are calling it to one. I personally do feel like Konami should at least, like, if they do want to at least make it more playable, or at least somewhat fair, I feel like eliminating Engage would be the best idea. But if they just want to outright kill the deck, they should just ban Engage entirely, because without that, you can't really get into your combo servers that easily here without normal summoning Ray or something. And Engage isn't as powerful as it used to be when it was at full power, because Engage is only as good as the thing as it searches. And other people as well are calling for Hornet drones to also be limited, because to be banned, I mean, because that's the only thing that Sky Striker has that makes it such a viable engine in all these other decks, like being splashed into Orcus, True Draco, and some other things that I can't think of at the top of my head right now. But I really do feel like also they should really ban Hornet drones, and I feel like that might be the one thing that they might be addressing in this new ban list. I'm not sure, but I really do feel like that is something that they should be addressing. And yeah, that's what I think they should probably be hitting right now. But until they make more like generic support to make it somewhat playable, I really do feel like Hornet Drones will be the better hit. I just don't think it will be addressed right away, and I don't really think they would be hitting this quite right now, honestly, because of the new support that is coming in Ignition of Soul, with that new with Rose being a new thing, and with their new Link monster that is gonna, you know, start being splashed into Sky Striker. I really do feel like Sky Striker might not get hit entirely. It might get a little bit tamed in this new list, but I don't think they're gonna kill it on entirely. But that's what I'm feeling like that they should be hitting right now. And then next, Thunder Dragon. Because of Master Rule 5, a lot of people have been saying it's getting a really big buff. Now in the TCG, you now get to like just spam out multiple clauses, multiple titans freely without, you know, worrying about the extra monster zone now. And because of that, people really do feel like Thunder Dragon should get addressed in some way or another. And I really do feel like they should tame it before they should hit it before the new Master Rule does take into effect in April. which I will be talking more about in the coming weeks. But right now, uh, with the way that it's been playing, it hasn't been all over the place, to be honest, and it is still a big deck that a lot of people worry about, because the fact that Colossus is still a thing that locks your opponent from searching out anything is just mind-boggling. And in the OCG, it is limited to one, so it's not as strong as it is here in the TCG. But I really do feel like that's something like that should get addressed to help make it more fair and um, make it more interactive, because being able to just destroy one Colossus and then just have them spam on another during their turn and potentially do an OTK is just a little bit too much for the format. So I really do feel like hitting Colossus should be a thing. I think they should at least put it to one to make it a little bit more fair and a little bit more interactive. In that sense, Titan is a problem, but I don't really feel like it's as much of a problem compared to Colossus, even though Titan is somewhat stronger than Colossus. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking. They really should get hit. Everything else, I'm not too worried about, to be honest. I know that they've gotten other hits here in the TCG with like Hawk, Roar, and like some other things. But right now, I really do feel like Colossus should be the thing that they should be putting more focus on compared to everything else. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking that they should hit. Then next, Silent Migrate. Yeah, Silent Migrate, compared to when they first came out, in the structure deck, is not as powerful as it used to be. Because obviously when it did come out, it just dominated the whole meta. It was topping everywhere. It was all over the place, and even now, it's still kind of there. It's just not as strong as it used to be, with Gazelle being at 1 and Circle being at 1 in the TCG. It does struggle a lot with keeping its consistency going, but not as much as other decks, really. And it's in this weird middle spot where like not a lot of people know what to do with it and like know how to feel about it, honestly, because it doesn't really excel in certain places. Like, it does do really well being a control based deck. It also does do really well with being uh, with being able to have some OTK potential, but other than that, and it doesn't really excel in one area compared to every other deck that has this like big win condition and everything. I don't really feel like they have a lot to hit at this moment, because they do seem a lot fair and they do seem a lot more interactive compared to all these other decks that we're facing. But if I had to think of something they should hit, um, maybe silent mining. I don't know. I don't really feel like that would be such a good idea, because like there are other decks in our format that do rely on silent mining to be a thing. So like I don't really think Silent Migrate really needs to be addressed that much. They could hit it if they want to make it a little bit more fairer, but like I don't really think they should hit Silent Migrate right now at the moment, because it's not really doing a whole lot to make everyone just complain about it. So yeah, that's how I feel right now about Silent Migrate. And then lastly, for the last big meta deck that I can think of, in Demian, uh, they used to be really good. They are still kind of there. I mean, like Electromite's still a thing, and like having all these negates with like Jackal King, and then like Endymion, the master one, the pendulum is like, you know, a broken thing. And yeah, being able to put all these negates on a board and almost like lock them out of being able to play anything is just beyond me. And I really do feel like I kind of feel the same way about Silent Migrate with this deck, because I really don't feel like they have a lot to hit there right now at the moment. And even with the new Master Rule coming, they do indirectly kind of get a buff now that they can just focus their link markers on just using their pendulum summon in, and then everything else just spam it out anywhere they want. So in that sense, they kind of got a buff with the new Master Rule, but not as much as compared to every other deck that I know. But like, they are still very strong. They are a really big top contender in the deck, but I wouldn't necessarily call them top tier anymore. And well, they are top tier, but like they don't and do as much, and they aren't as oppressive on the format as they used to be when they were like at top 3 or something, and topping some regionals I think here and there, but like nothing too overwhelming to and to really make the whole community complain. It is a really big deck to deal with, and could be addressed a little bit more, but I don't really feel like they really need to hit that either. And besides, with all these past formats we've had lately, and with all these ban lists that we've gotten, they've barely even gotten touched by anything. With obviously except with Electromite being at 1, but other than that, I don't really feel like they really need to hit that deck. So that's how I kind of feel about Demian right now. And everything else in the format, I really don't feel like there's a lot to talk about right now, because other than the format being somewhat stale at the top tables, everything else seems really good. Like True Draco's still a thing, Guru is kind of there but not as much. Even my muskets, like they're even my magical musketeers are like becoming top tier. Well, not really top tier, but more of a fun, cool rogue strategy that a lot of people are picking up. And there's not a lot that these new sets are going to be introducing that would I don't think will be overwhelming the meta right now in the current state that it's in. So if they can just at least put in check these top decks, and kind of just like make them at least somewhat fair, so at least more room for more decks can come into the format, I think that would be really good, because this that's kind of what I feel this format is lacking at the moment. It lacks more diversity with new decks to take places and like be able to do more things, because with all these new archetypes that Konami has been releasing lately, they honestly have not been doing a whole lot for the meta that we're currently in right now, because because of how powerful and how consistent these top tier decks are. And if these top tier decks are not really in check, there's not really a lot of space for these new decks and strategies to be able to excel, or at least be able to top even just low level events like a regional or even a YCS if you want to think big. But other than that, yeah, this format has been really stale, and I really do feel like there is a lot that Konami could address with this format. So I feel like they should be concentrating more on putting the top decks in check, to at least give more space for the new decks to pop up and be a thing. But other than that, the format is pretty diverse, and it's been diverse for quite some time, and it's been at its best if it wasn't for the top decks being the same. Because other than that, everything else seems really diverse and seems really cool. The fact that not every deck that you face is always the same, and you always get to challenge yourself to face new things and new challenges all the time is really cool, and I'm really enjoying that part of the format. So I'm not too salty about the format. I just feel like I just really do feel like these top tier decks could be able to be somewhat fairer and more interactive compared to everything else that's in our form, and that's appearing in our format. But other than that, guys, that is it. That's gonna be my Banlist prediction for this January 2020 format. I really do hope you guys did enjoy this video. And again, if you guys do want to see more videos like this, or you guys want to see anything else in general, let me know in the comments below what you guys want to see next. And feel free to give this video a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments below of what else you guys may want to see. And if you enjoy my content and you do want to see more things in the future like this or anything else in general, feel free to subscribe to our channel and turn on those notification bells so that you guys don't miss anytime I upload a video. And that's gonna be it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. This is Senric45 signing out.